Well, hello there. Devi Baba here, back again, finally, with this second long overdue video on the introduction to magical games. And this is going to be, God's willing, a short, quick video describing who I think will be the ideal people for magical games, or stated simply, who are magical games for? So it goes like this. Magical games are for you if you want to get better at magic, get better at life, if you're interested in increasing your power and your sovereignty, calling your own shots. They are for you if you are comfortable using analog interfaces. In this case, I mean cards, dice, pens, markers, paper, things like that. Maybe even little toys like miniatures or zombies or Legos. We'll talk about all this stuff as we go forward, but this is going to be some of the basic stuff we're playing with, and I want to give you a heads up on that. They are not for you if you... They're not for you if you think there's only one way to do magic. Let me qualify that. They might be, but it is not designed to help you find one true way to do magic, because I don't think that's how magic works. If you find it this way, it is accidental and not by design, but that does not prevent you from enjoying these things. Similarly, it is not for people looking for a guru, at least not a human guru, because we don't have any of those involved in this. We can all learn from each other because some of us will be naturally more skilled at certain things. And in the world of acquiring and distributing power, this is one of the ways we level up together. This is also one of the points on power that I'll be emphasizing later. But if you want to jump to the blog post on it, if you want to read in depth, I will put that link in the description or the comments or whatever goes along with this video, depending where it is you find it. So beyond that, okay, I'm going to borrow some, really a framework from the creators, or at least contributors to the game rules, the Fate RPG game rules. And Fate describes the player characters. What are the qualities of the player characters in Fate? And so this is going to probably warrant a little bit of a disclaimer. There's been a lot of talk in recent years, NPCs, this and that, and this has nothing to do with any of that. This has to do with whether you are motivated by a life of adventure, or whether you are more motivated by a life of stability. The two aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. Again, let's not get lost in the weeds. So these three qualities go like this. Well, let me describe a player character for those that might be new to this. If you're familiar with a game like, I'm just going to say Dungeons and Dragons or something like it, any edition, I don't care. You've got characters that are player characters, and they are often going to be things like magic users, my favorite, fighters, thieves, things like that, okay? And then you'll have non-player characters, which can also be those things, but let's just say, for simplicity, tavern owners and merchants and things like that. So these player characters are motivated by adventure. And in Fate, it's recommended that these characters have three qualities. They are proactive, they are competent, and they lead dramatic lives. I'll leave the link for this article as well with the other link. And so it goes like this. They're proactive. They don't wait around for somebody to come save them. They don't wait around for somebody to fix things. They take action, whatever action is within their level of power to take, and whatever is within their sphere of competence, which we're about to get into. But so that's the basic idea. I want to comment on that because if up until now you haven't felt like you're a very proactive person, if, like most of us, you've been in a situation where you have waited longer than maybe would have been advised in order to do something to improve your circumstances, we're going to get past that. We're going to teach you ways of getting past that and building a bias towards action rather than a bias towards thought. And we'll explore that in further videos, and I have tricks for helping you develop that, etc. All right, let's get on to competence. They're good at things. They can do things. They're not clowns and bumbling fools. Now look, when you're new at something, there's a sense in which you may be a clown or a bumbling fool, and that's okay, because that's how you get better at things. In NLP and hypnosis, we often say there's no failure, only feedback. Tom Bilyeu of Impact Theory says that failure is the most information-rich data stream out there for making your life better, something to that effect. You can learn a lot by doing things poorly, and you can learn a lot from people who know how to do them well. That's going to go back to the power thing, sharing power and all that stuff, another time. All right, finally, they lead dramatic lives. What does that mean? It means they live lives that are exciting. They want their lives to be awesome. They level up their life, not necessarily in the way that the status quo might agree, but you probably already know that if you're here. So here we go. There's a character in the One Piece anime. I'm not going to give any spoilers, and also I'm not going to make this an anime channel. But there's a character called Tom. And Tom has this thing he always says. Do it with a Don. And what he means by that, so a Don is, it's onomatopoeia. So a sound like a boom, that it mimics the sound. And a Don in manga, which I don't read, is the symbol for a boom sound. So to do it with a Don is to do it with a boom, with gusto, with power, as I'm interpreting it. And what I mean by this last category, is essentially living your life at the level of art, or at least aiming to live it at the level of art. When it comes to my philosophy, you'll find, and you can find on the blog, that my epistemology, how we know what we know, leaves lots of question marks. And I don't think that truth, with a capital T, or with a sense of actual certainty, is a very good target. I don't know how you would know if you hit it, but we're not going to get into that right now. What I do think is a good target is beauty. And by that I mean living an awesome life, the aesthetic experience. And that's what I think actually all human life is aimed at. I think even what we call comfort with a scientific theory is really a form of the aesthetic experience. We don't have time to get completely into that here. Maybe we won't. Maybe it's outside of the bounds of what we really need to talk about. And yet it is the aim of the magical game to help you to live a magical life, which is another way of saying a beautiful life, an enchanted world, and to enchant your world and imbue it with meaning, and to extract awesomeness that's already there from it. It's about feeling good. It's about enjoying your meals. It's about learning skills so that you can enjoy life more. So that last part, that leading dramatic lives, it's about living your life at the level of art so you can fully enjoy this experience of being a human animal and get the most out of it while you're here. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to share a super simple magical game that you can use right away without having to build the rest of the operating system. It's just a sense of a really easy game that you can use to build a habit. I use this for, but we'll talk about it next time. For building a habit that is to level up your magic. All right. So thank you for watching to this point, or to skipping to this point. I hope you stick around, even if it sounds like this stuff, even if it sounds like maybe you're not the perfect fit. Stick around anyway, because I'm going to be releasing all kinds of tricks and secrets to make your life better. Whether that's in the form of accelerated learning, whether that's in the way of hypnosis or of magic proper. Stick around. See if there's something here that you can add to your life, increase your power and your enjoyment of this crazy human experience. I've gone on long enough. This is longer than it needed to be, or I wanted it to be. I wish you all the best. I hope you're all living magical lives out there, doing it with a Don. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Be seeing you.